Okay, we are almost ready to start classifying sentences, but we need to learn one more concept before we go that route. Um, Shurley Grammar is a very unique system for learning grammar, and she does it in a variety of techniques. One is called the question-answer flow, which is the next thing that we will learn, but the second technique that she utilizes a lot is jingles. And I know that you know what jingles are. They are usually a catchy little tune or perhaps a rhythmic beat, very often used in advertising, and the purpose of a jingle is to help you remember. And advertisers know that. That's why they use them a lot. Because advertisers know that if you remember their catchy little jingle, then the next time you were in the market to buy their product or their service, you would be more likely to buy theirs as opposed to the competitor who wouldn't have a catchy little song. Um, so I have personal proof of this. When I was probably in elementary school, there was a very popular commercial on television. It utilized a jingle to let everyone know what are the ingredients of this very common food that we eat even today. But let me let you watch this for yourself, and then I will talk to you about the power of this particular jingle.
Beef patty, pickles, sauce, lettuce, cheese, and the pickles. No.
Pickles, cheese,
Lettuce and onion, sesame, all beef bun.
I think they're describing a big...
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Say that again.
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, onions, pickles, onions, and lettuce.
McDonald's Big Mac, the big sandwich with a great big taste that everybody's talking about.
Sesame seed bun, and we forgot the onions.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did say onion.
Are you sure?
It said onion. All right.
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Okay, well, you didn't need to listen to the whole thing, but I think you got the premise. I could recite that jingle for you verbatim right now. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Now, if you had asked me, or if I had asked you to list the ingredients found in a Big Mac, you would probably be like those other people on that commercial. You'd be able to list most of them, probably not all of them. You would be fumbling around, would not be able to do it as quickly or as succinctly. Unless you knew the jingle, and that's the power of a jingle. And so we are going to be learning some jingles. In fact, your homework assignment for next class period is to learn 3 different ones. You don't have to know the jingle verbatim. I will never ask any of you to stand up and sing the jingle on your own. I realize that 8th graders don't do that, but you are required to know the information. I personally think that learning the information in a jingle fashion is much easier than just learning the information through straight memory. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to sing the jingle for you once. I'm going to tell you what are the components of the jingle that you absolutely positively must know, and then I'll sing it for you again just in case you want to learn the jingle to help you learn. Okay, so there are 3 of them. The first jingle that you're going to be responsible for is called the Sentence Jingle, and it goes like this. A sentence is complete, complete, complete. When 5 simple rules it meets. It has a subject, 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 and a verb, verb, verb. It makes sense with every word, word, word. Add a capital letter, letter, and an end mark, mark. Now we're finished, and aren't we smart? Now our sentence has all its parts. Kind of catchy, little corny, but it works. Okay, so here are the basic elements that I want you to remember. You need to know that there are 3 components of a sentence. A sentence absolutely and positively must have a subject, it must have a verb, and it must make sense. I figure the capital letter and the end mark, you probably learned that in elementary school, so I really don't make you repeat that in this class, but absolutely you must know the 3 components of a sentence. It has a subject, it has a verb, and it makes sense. So one more time, the jingle goes like this. A sentence is complete, complete, complete. When 5 simple rules it meets. It has a subject, 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 and a verb, verb, verb. It makes sense with every word, word, word. Add a capital letter, letter, and an end mark, mark, and now we're finished, and aren't we smart? Now our sentence has all its parts. Okay, the next two jingles that we're going to learn actually have the exact same beat. It's the adjective jingle and the adverb jingle. What you need to know, however, is that these two parts of speech are not interchangeable. Both of them describe, but they describe different parts of speech, and they ask totally different questions. So let me review these two jingles for you. First, the adjective jingle. An adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun. An adjective asks what kind, which one, how many. To find an adjective, go ask get. Where do I go? To a noun or a pronoun. What do I ask? What kind, which one, how many. What do I get? An adjective. That's what. Now, if we were learning this in class, most students gravitate towards the clap, but I'll go ahead and do it for you. Don't expect you to do that in class since we're doing this via video. But what are the key components of this jingle that you absolutely need to know? You need to know that adjectives modify nouns or pronouns, period. And you need to know that the three adjective questions are what kind, which one, how many. So one more time, adjective jingle goes like this. An adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun. An adjective asks what kind, which one, how many. To find an adjective, go ask get. Where do I go? To a noun or a pronoun. What do I ask? What kind, which one, how many. What do I get? An adjective. That's what. And the adverb jingle, like I said, it sounds exactly alike, but totally different part of speech. So the jingle goes like this. An adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. An adverb asks how, when, where. To find an adverb, go ask get. Where do I go? To a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. What do I ask? How, when, where. What do I get? An adverb. That's what. And so if you compare these two different jingles, you will learn that both of these words describe, or another word for describe is modify, but they describe two totally different parts of speech. Adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. Adverb can describe a verb, or an adjective, or even another adverb. An adjective asks what kind, which one, how many. An adverb asks how, when, and where. And so you need to come to class prepared, knowing the components of these three jingles. Sentence, you need to know that all sentences must have a subject, a verb, and make sense. You need to know that an adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun and answers the questions what kind, which one, how many. And you need to know that an adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb, and it answers the questions how, when, where. And as kind of a fun assignment, the other thing that I would like you to do for class is I would like you to bring in two jingles of your choice to share with the class. These can either be two jingles for current advertisements that are running on television, or these could be, like what I did, jingles from your past that you could bring in. But it's kind of fun to share the different jingles, and also it's a good learning experience for you to see the power of a jingle and how quickly you will be reminded of a product or a service just based upon the jingle that's shared in class. So I look forward to seeing you then.